one Stalker leading the charge. The reason you send the one Stalker up is because you just want to try and keep an eye on if there's a Widow Mine or so. You just don't want to take splash damage or anything, right? And the same for a tank. You're just testing the range of how far you can move forwards without getting into trouble, basically. And the answer there was a little bit. Not too far, though. Not far enough forward that you're going to be able to do much. Clem is going to defend now, and this is going to develop into a mid-game situation. Blink is going to be online for MAXPAX. Clem is going to be having himself a Dark Shrine he'll have to deal with here as well. So a couple of things to be looking at. And it's mostly on the side of MAXPAX who can be the aggressor. He will blink up in this position. Clem was already here with some Marines, though. These Stalkers are going to try and do what they can. We'll have a blink out in a moment. The Medivac stays alive again as once more Micro has just been impressive, keeping these units at bay whenever needed. 4 SCVs go down and Clem is able to hold on. Resource lost this game. Much better for MAXPAX, to be fair. And most recently he's starting to get a bit of an income boost, especially as Clem pulls SCVs away. This is his third base, now starting to finish. Yeah, I mean, MAXPAX definitely has been trading pretty well there, all things considered. I see the Stalkers around the right-hand side, going to move through Reactor and a Depot. Taking some damage. Depot is going to go down. The Reactor is going to fall. The Stalkers have been able to provide a lot of pressure. And even though Clem's only defending 2 bases, it's 2 bases that have 2 very different access points. And that's kind of the weakness of taking this base on the inside. Even though there's the minerals there, MAXPAX has been finding ways to be aggressive against it. Now the door is open for these DTs to just walk straight on in. Hello, and welcome to the Terran's base. They're going to split up. And right now, there is not a scan available. Clem has just dropped its game. Clem has just dropped both of his mules, so he has no scan. It's an instant GG. You just can't do anything else about that. Yep, there's still a Widow Mine there as well, but the Vikings here are going to step perfectly to get the kill this time. That's not going to be an issue, and Clem is going to stop the prison once again. He's on the left side. MAXPAX is not in position to protect this base at all. His army's in the middle of the map. Maybe a recall over here, but a recall's dangerous because it's going to come in late, and he would probably lose a lot of the units that were on that base. Clem doesn't kill any of the workers, just the Nexus. And MAXPAX has the bottom right to send probes too, so again, MAXPAX's massive economy is not really being hindered just yet. He starts to push in. Clem has Vikings that don't really have anything to utilize themselves on here, just some extra damage as they land. Let's see if they can be useful, trying to get rid of the Disruptor from the high ground. Oh, this is a good flank in from Clem. He's going to target down Disruptors. One of them goes off. Massive connection. But we killed off a lot of them. It's just not enough at all. MAXPAX is not losing these fights. This is going to go all the way to game number 5. Clem really had MAXPAX on the run in this game. He had MAXPAX hiding away. He had MAXPAX on no tech. It really got turned around. That one prison plane to the main that Clem didn't deal with quickly. He didn't pull back initially, and it just felt like that was the moment. MAXPAX suddenly gets all this tech on the map. And again, this entire time, MAXPAX's economy, ridiculous, right? Just 85 workers, ton of bases. Clem's just never really had that really pressured at all until very recently he killed off a base. And even then, I don't even feel like killing one base was all that important in the grand scheme of things. This is indeed going to game number 5. I mean, there's no surviving this anymore from Clem. It's funny as well, because I feel like the idea of the flank from Clem was really good, but what might have been better, he had so much time before MAXPAX attacked in. Might have just been better to send those units just down across the map and counterattack, and maybe they could have killed a base or so. And then MAXPAX, because the units on the flank died so quickly anyway, there was only a few left after the first volley of Colossus shots. Just didn't feel like they really achieved anything at all. Man, kind of a wild game. Yeah, great series here in the finals of ESL Open Cup. We're watching Clem basically decides when he wants to die. As Disruptors continue to zone him out, obviously there's just no real recovery from this. We've talked about this, we know this. This is, again, waiting for the game to end at this point. It's funny, MAXPAX has like 50 more workers or so, 57 more workers in the game, so his actual army supply, I suppose, isn't that much bigger than Clem's, but obviously when you've got that much production and now you're affording DTs because you're not under pressure, so you can afford these things you've not been able to, afford before. Definitely making a difference. Disruptor shot after disruptor shot. Continue to land. All that good stuff continuing through. And yeah, this really should just be game in a little bit, guys. I mean, again, just waiting for Clem to take one too many disruptor shots or so. Something like that. Zealots and DT is going to jump in over here. Get rid of this planetary fortress. Repair will not save this. GG's. And we are going to game 5. MAXPAX taking quite a bit of damage. The Bio Army still coming through there. A couple of Vikings landing. As the Zealots unloading in the main base, SCVs are going to come through for a bit of a surround here. And this Bio Army will get Tank Siege in a pretty nice position. In the end, we have morphed in Archons. Don't have time to wait for that Storm upgrade. First Widowmine shot going off as the Zealots clump up a little bit around the siege tanks here, but Clem is not having a good time. Plus, he's losing all of the SCVs to Zealots and Widowmine shots across the map. The Archons are going to buffer this army down as well with the splash damage, and this seems very manageable amount of units now for MAXPAX, who's got the Zealots in front to tank. And this Bioforce has to go running. And Storm is now about to finish, so it's only getting better. We stopped to actually kill off the Widowmine as well. It doesn't get to fire. And Clem actually might be in trouble here. All these units are such low HP. He has nothing coming from the natural at the moment. A couple of Marauders on the way. MAXPAX is going to at the very least get a few SCV kills here, so Clem's going to fall even further behind on economy. And it looks like MAXPAX is going to get it done against Clem in the best of 5. This aggressive Protoss play, it's what MAXPAX does best, and I don't know if it's just the new maps and the Terrans need a little while to adapt to it again and figure them out, but it really seems like MAXPAX has come back into his element in this PvT matchup with these aggressive openers, putting him in good positions, able to scrap it out. One of mine's burrowing up here is just going to be seeing a couple of Zealots getting blown up by these mines. More Widow mines going off. Zealots taking quite a bit of damages. You know, just going to have one more Zealot going down. We pick that off as well. A few Zealots coming in from the top side. Coming in from the top, these other Zealots continue to get picked away at right here. Extra Zealots continue to warp in. Just charging after that Bio Army. Clem, very low supply. MAXPAX warping into his natural, and the army supplies are still kind of even-ish, but obviously I feel like MAXPAX is just going to keep on warping in so much more than Clem can build. As Clem's units I don't think being controlled really anymore. APM at a 0. GG's. MAXPAX 3-2 over Clem. Takes this ESL Open Cup victory.